Hey writers, so today in our writing, we're going to be adding helpful tips and we're going to be adding supporting details to make our writing more convincing. First, let's take a look at what are supporting details. What does that even mean? Let's take a minute to talk about what are supporting details. Let's start by looking at this stool. We can think about the top of this stool being the big idea, what it's mostly about. The point the writer wants to get across to the reader. We can think about the supporting details being like the legs of the stool. A detail is a piece of information, and when you support something, you hold it up. The legs help to hold up the top of the stool so that the stool does not fall down. The supporting details has the same job. It helps to hold up the big idea. It supports it so that it will not fall down. Let's take a look at an example now of a friend who added supporting details to his opinion writing. This is what our first grade friend originally wrote. He says, "The Pirates is a great movie because of the adventure. The captain is really funny and he makes a lot of mistakes, but not on purpose. He is not a bad pirate, but he acts like he is a tough guy." Today, our first grade friend decided to revise his writing to include more supporting details to back up his claim that the captain acted like a tough guy. I want you to listen for the new additions that our friend added as I read you his revised review. The Pirates is a great movie because of the adventure. The captain is really funny and he makes a lot of mistakes, but not on purpose. He is not a bad pirate, but he acts like he is a tough guy. One way he tries to be tough is he tries to defeat Bellamy, the other pirate, in a pirate duel, but they never have a real duel. Bellamy thinks he is a tough guy too, but he is not tough. He is funny too, but not as funny as the captain. So let's take a look at his writing and let's compare it to our stool example. So his opinion was that the captain was acting like a tough guy. So he wanted to give some supporting details that backed up his claim that the captain was acting like a tough guy. One way that he was acting like a tough guy was that he tried to defeat Bellamy, the other pirate, in a pirate duel. But he never actually really had a duel. And then he talks about how Bellamy also thinks that he's a tough guy, but he's not actually tough either. But they are funny. So do you see how we can use this stool idea to help us in our opinion writing? First, we want to think about, well, what is that big idea that we're trying to get across to our reader? Then you want to think about, I want to add some supporting details that will help to hold up that big idea that I'm trying to get across. Today, we will also be adding helpful tips to our opinion writing. Helpful tips are useful pieces of advice that you want to give to your reader. For example, you probably remember the story where our first grade friend was talking about how he wanted to visit Antarctica. He talked about all the different things that you might see. He talked about all the different animals that you might see when you visit Antarctica. One helpful tip that our friend decided to give us was, when you go to Antarctica, you want to make sure that you do not forget your camera. Let's take a look at another example. You guys remember that story where our friend was talking about her experience at the movie theater watching Dr. Dolittle? One helpful tip that she gave was, when you go, make sure that you don't forget to get a snack. She wanted you to make sure that you didn't forget a snack because she said the movie was so long that she needed it to help her get through that long movie. Writers, you can try that in your reviews too. You can reread your reviews to find places where you can say even more to prove your thinking by adding more details that support your reasons. Remember, add some helpful tips. This will make your reviews even more persuasive. All right, writers, are you ready?